I gave it some thought. A lot of thought. And I guess my better judgment, I just can't stay away. This is going to be long. This is going to be rough. And you know what? Honestly, it could end in spectacular failure. But why not give it a go anyway? This is a Quite Average Gamer. My name is still Duncan. And this is a Pentagon challenge. I'm concerned. So some of you are probably wondering then, what is the Pentagon challenge? Well, the Pentagon challenge is, in the nicest and easiest possible terms, a absolute massive pain in the arse, but can be incredibly fun and worthwhile. Now, this is something I've never achieved myself previously, and as you can see, I'm currently in the process of loading up every single league from all continents of the Earth that are in the game. Why? Well, because this is what the Pentagon challenge pretty much is going to entail. The concept is, it's a straightforward concept, okay? The concept is pretty, I mean, it is. There's nothing dubious, if you like, about it. You have to go out and win all 5 major continental trophies, if you'd like, the top ones of the 5 continents that are in the game. So we need to win the UEFA Champions League. We need to win the Asian Football Confederation Championship. We need to win the Confederation of African Football Championship. We need to win the CONCACAF, which for anyone who doesn't know is Confederation of North, Central America and Caribbean Association 1, and then the Copa Libertadores, which is South America. What makes this difficult is we have to start unemployed, with no experience, with no coaching badges, and do all of the above in a single save. So we can't say start up a game here and start with like AC Milan, make them the best team in Italy, and then win the Champions League. We can't do that and then start a new game to go to Africa or whatever. It all needs to be done in the one save file. And this is kind of where the issues become. Some on paper are harder to do than others, and there's some that for me will be a bit more difficult. So for example, I most likely will not manage in the MLS. I don't fully understand the draft. Well, I kind of understand how the draft works, but I don't know how to scout for the draft. I've never worked that one out. But America's probably one of the better countries if we want to win the North American version of the Champions League. For example, the African one, we can only be a South African team. So, and while you might think that's easy, there's actually some really good African teams, especially from like Egypt. And they're in the game, and they have good players in the game still. Like, they still have their players, which is incredibly annoying. But then you've got, for example, the South American one, which is quite competitive. And then also with the European one, well, we know about all of the issues that we potentially have with that. Other things that are kind of included for people that usually do it is there's no international management. I don't tend to do that anyway. We cannot use in-game editor. I wouldn't do that anyway. The player's attributes should be masked. I play that way all the time. I've never not played it that way. And we also start off, as I said, unemployed with minimum badges. So join me in just a second where I will see what teams are available to potentially move to. And we'll see which country and club from the world want to employ a man with no experience of football, no coaching badges, and in my case, no one language, which is English. Well, we will spend most of our career in non-English speaking countries. Wish me luck. Right, so we're now in the fresh new game. Let's look then. Let's look at what's available. We know we are unemployed with absolutely no coach badges. Italy under 19s. Wow. So none of these clubs will touch us. We could get lucky with one of like the Indonesian clubs. Where are they? Like here. They might go for us. Realistically, we're probably down here. Let me just take off international youth, so we can get that out of the way. So realistically, I can see as any of the half-star teams are probably who are going to take us on. Now, starting in Europe has its benefits for us. Like, we could start here in Wales like we've done with the Journeyman. Was it Britain Ferry we started with? No, I don't think so. We could start there with them, for example, and build up a reputation before going abroad. Or we could just start abroad and hope for that. The realistic way, if you want to think about it or look at it, is we won't be... Loyalty to an extent won't get us very far. So we need to, once we achieve our goal, we need to kind of just say, you know what? Let's see what else we can apply for. Now, if there's nothing else we apply for, we're not getting anywhere, yet we kind of need to stay where we are. Or in some cases, we might need to take a step down in terms of like club rating to our reputation, just to get the move to the next place we need to go. Which is frustrating, I get, but we need to do... we kind of need to do something in that regard. Is there a way for me to do this that isn't annoying? That is the question. I would like to... I wish I could see the, like the star ratings. But we're going to just apply for all the African teams just now, because I would like to kind of... I think they'd be a good starting point, to be honest. I'm just going to apply all. We've applied for a lot of jobs, not 74, I don't think. Ignore that one. Received. So 74, that's now 73, 72, 71... $70. Fucking hell, maybe we did actually apply. I remember there was that many jobs. $69 giggity. We applied for 69 jobs. Now we wait. This is now purely a waiting game. We need to see what interviews we can get and offers we get. We're going to get laughed out the door for the vast majority of them, especially Ajax. Like, if we get the Ajax job out the blue, I would laugh. And just so we know, look, profile, attributes, the base of the base. I even changed them the way they were distributed. We are a complete unknown. We have 5% reputation or whatever. We have no characteristics of any form. It is now just a case of let's see where we potentially end up. I probably should get a bit of paper and just note down all the interviews we get, and then maybe come back for the first possible offer. Apply for job. I don't know. Start for it. Yeah, let's come back for the first job interview we get. There'll be a lot of cuts in this episode. I apologise. Oh God, we're back. I just said, oh God, we hit a random button. That, while also recording, it did something else for me. Look, we're back. We have 8 job interviews, and these are actually the first job interviews we have been offered. So, we have one from Marumo Gallants, who are South African. You're currently my favourite, I want. We've got Persicat, which is Indonesia. I did say they would possibly... Was it them in particular I actually mentioned that they could be one of the clubs that were generally... Nope, couldn't have been them. But yeah, Persicat, Britain Ferry, which you know, the Welsh side, Milford. Honestly, I would have guessed with a name like Milford, you would have been English, but no, you're South African. LNSY Urban, is that the Chinese job? It is. Dartford, who have offered us the interview as well, on top of Yokohama, who are in the J3 League, which is what the bottom tier in Japan. Yes. As well as Fukushima have offered the job interview there as well. They are 5th in J League. I don't know when their league runs. Runs through to December. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that is all of our current job interviews. Let's do this one on the video. It's good to be here. Let's get started. You're in a few jobs right now. I'm trying to forge ahead in my career. You're defying expectations. I mean, I have done it before in a different life. It's just a steady hand you require. Now, that's me. You want to send players under the age of 23. You want to work within the wage budget, grow their club's reputation, whatever. Finish mid-table, be competitive in the cup. Basically just be a top half club. Yeah, that's all perfectly fine. I would expect to finish... Nope. Let's just agree. I'm sure that's fine. Again, I have no knowledge of your league, so let's assume that's fine. I have no requests. Simple. But that's the first interview. I'll probably just come back now when we get our first job offer, and we'll probably talk about how the other interviews we may have got. You've seen those 8 there. I'll let you know if we've had any more than them. And hopefully next time you see me, it will be because we've had a job offer and not because it's the end of July and we're still unemployed. Hopefully. Right, welcome back. I might have already messed up on something, and I'll explain it in a minute. But we have had, including the ones we've just did there, 31 job interviews. We have been approached by 1, 2, 3 clubs. Now, this interview here is one I don't want, but I've done 31 of these now, and eventually you just start clicking the same places. Wasn't reading, and I think I've compromised and said I would pull out of every other job I was applying for to apply for that job, which is a concern because the job I want probably is the one I've just... It is Black Leopards, I think. I've just had that interview. Anyway, so it is Dartford, Milford in South Africa, and Yokohama, who have offered us contracts. So straight away, the first thing we need to do is, and I say going to, and I don't really want to save scum, but I'm going to save scum here just in case I have fucked up, so that we have jobs that we can go to that aren't in England. Okay? That was kind of a fallback just in case, but we're fine. So we have these 3 job offers currently on the table. Now, I've agreed to anything they wanted, okay? I didn't go exceed expectations, I didn't lower expectations. Whatever the expectation was, like, I am your man. Right, so let's look at, well, one Milford. Let's look at Milford. So £450 a week, moves to South Africa. We'd have an £11,000 wage budget. They want us to become an established national first team division team, where Milford are expected to be second bottom. Not ideal. And that's pretty much just what they want. Become established. Try and reach South African Cup proper. That's whatever. It's a 1-year contract. The next one, Dartford, is a 1-year contract. £500 a week. £8,750 a week wage budget. 10k transfer budget. The one is to get promotion from, I think they are Vanarama South. They are. So they want to win promotion and just build on that going the next couple of years while being competitive in the domestic cups. Boop. They want us to get promotion and they're 15th. Are you shitting me? Right, okay. Yous are just fucking crazy. And the last one is YSCC Yokohama. £650 a week to move to Japan on a 1-year contract. A transfer budget of £5,000, a wage budget of £9,250. And they wants to try and avoid relegation. Will becoming an established team in the third division in Japan over the next few years. Will be trying to be competitive in the Japanese Cup. They are in J League. They are currently second bottom. They are expected to be second bottom. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Fucking hell, Japan plays really well. Okay. Okay. Japan does really interest me, actually. Like, I think I would like to... I mean, apparently it's the second best league in that continent. Best playable league in the continent. Okay. I mean, you're the best player, apparently, whatever. £8.5 a week, damn. Okay. Would I move to Japan? It's a star and a half. That's a star and a half. Reputation. Okay, so the 3 jobs we've been offered are star and a half. So what I'm going to do is delay. I'm really not interested. So we'll delay it just in case. And Milford will try and delay all 3. Everyone's agreed to the delay. I'm just curious if I've messed up and I'm about to pull out every other job. I didn't even finish the interview with that club, though. We're about to find out if I did. No. And we've been approached by another 4 clubs. Okay. Interesting. So South Shields, who are a Vanamana South team, decent enough wage, transfer budget, whatever. SC Juanui? I will need to look how to pronounce that. It's a Chinese club. I know that for a fact. £625 a week. £4 a week to move to Norway? Sweden? Yeah, we can just walk away from that deal. And Zhengzhou, £5 a week to move to China. They want to avoid relegation. To continue to avoid relegation. Right. So far, if I'm being truthfully honest, of the jobs that we have been offered, Yokohama is the one I have the most interest in. Out of the ones we've been offered, Yokohama, so far, has really piqued my interest. The question is, do I get offered anything else that's going to maybe be a better step? I genuinely have never done this before, so I don't know, like, the best country to necessarily start in. So I don't know which one would be difficult or easier. So Fukushima, one of them's a Finnish side. I know that. Jesus. Okay, a lot of people now want us. So Fukushima, you want to finish mid-table in the same division that we just looked at in Japan. Fukushima. So they are expected to be mid-table. Okay, you're now ahead of Yokohama. £325,000 transfer, £16.5 a week wage budget, £700 a week on a 1-year contract to move to Japan. You're not even offering me a contract. You're where? Finland? Yeah, we're not. Sorry, we're not moving to Finland for that deal. Honka, we're not going there. You're one of the Chinese sides. I think I'm going to walk away from that deal. Britain Ferry from Wales. We'll keep you around for nostalgia. Walk away, £25 a week. If we're money motivated, Persicat straight away is now blowing everyone else out the water. £1,000 a week on a 1-year deal to move to Indonesia. I mean, Japan seems like the better starting place, to be honest. And then Maramu Glance, another South African side, actually. Where are you expected to finish? Oh, you've just been relegated, actually. You're expected to finish 5th. That's interesting. That is an interesting proposition. That's a 2-star team. £525 a week, 65 grand transfer budget, 12.5 grand weekly budget for wages. Top half finish this year, promotion next year. Look to build on that. Oh, okay. Right now it's between Fukushima and Marumo Gallants. Perscat, I'm sorry, we're not interested. Britain Ferry, I love my Wales management, but we'll have to walk away. Right now, they are the 2 jobs that if they'll agree to the delay, I am interested in. The question becomes, what one do we go for first? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know which one to do. I'm just ignoring all of this news because I'm only interested in jobs that we may get offered. Malacca is Malaysian. Malaysia Division 3. Again, if we're going to any of these divisions, I'd be as well just going to Japan, I think. If I was going to win this region's version of the Champions League, their continental competition, I expected it would have to be a South Korean club or a Japanese club. That feels very much like this is the case. We're going to walk away from that deal. Britain Ferry have hired Wayne Jones instead. He is a far better manager. Why did you offer it to me? I don't even know where you're from. You're Swedish. Yeah, we're going to walk away from that deal. Oh, I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't actually know what to do. I don't know what's going to end up being the best result for us. Because whatever we do pick, we can't afford to fail. We have to kind of hit the ground running, I feel. I did consider putting like a time limit, like we have X amount of years to do this challenge. But then I was like, no, because I'll end up spending far too long probably hopping around lower division clubs before getting to where we need to be. Because I'm also not very good. St Albans, England? Yeah. Not caring about that. Olympic Charleroi, Belgium? Okay. I mean, that's just interesting from a different perspective. I never expected a club from Belgium. Black Leopards have now approached me as well. Walk away. Interesting offer, I'm going to walk away. Established top 5. So they are probably looking at a slower build. 65 grand chance budget, £9 a week, wage budget, £400 a week for a 1-year contract. In South Africa, I think they're expected to be one of the bottom sides. 12th, bottom half of the table. I think it's still between the Gallants and Fukushima. This is actually the club I thought we could have got. But I have narrowed it down out to those 2 clubs. The question is now just which one do I think is going to be a good option. Because either way, I'm going to have to manage in South Africa. It's the only African country in the game without downloading extra leads from like people that have created them themselves. So I'm going to have to go there regardless. Japan I don't necessarily need to go to. I think it would just make sense if we're going to start in one of those countries in that region that we would go with them. One of the better Japanese side. Whereas if we were to do well in South Africa, it might be easier for us then in turn to make that jump. Maybe a better team in either Japan or potentially South Korea. I mean, they'll go Suwon. But is that the top division? Yeah, it is. They're in a relegation battle. And it runs through to December. I don't think they would even consider me. I really don't. Not that the job's available yet, but still. I think I'm talking myself out of going to Japan where I really kind of wanted to. I think I'm going to go to Africa, South Africa club. I think I'm going to go to the Gallant. Oh. Would that just make sense? Try and get one of them out the way straight away where there is less options to go. It's maybe not a bad idea. I can then just focus on building up while there, both in terms of coaching badges and then our reputation in South Africa. Try and get that one out the way as quick as I can, and it leaves me with 4 other continents to go to. Juventud de la Piedras. Uruguay is interesting. I think I have actually made up my mind. I think we're going to go to. I think we're going to South Africa. We're walking away from this deal. We're walking away from Milford. We're walking away from Yokohama. Because if we're going to go in, it would be Fukushima. Am I going to regret this? I don't know. But it is a possibility. Yeah. We're going to go to South Africa. That's the team we're going to pick. Again, why did you pick me over him? A Malaysian side? Interesting. We don't want an interview, but thank you. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're moving to South Africa. Let's see what we can do. Slightly terrified. But yeah, South Shields. Walk away. Walk away. Now, if we're doing like any form of journeyman, I would have just picked the highest offer, which would have been the one in, was it Indonesia? I said like £1,000 a week. Absolutely. But I think the South Africa one might be our best bet. My concern would be it's a 1-year deal, but if we even do reasonably okay or slightly underperform, the teams in the lower half of that division you think would still look at me as an option. I mean, look at the financial differences here. Only £4,000 in wage budget. Transfer budget is 200 and something £1,000, and there's what, £175 a week. All we have to do is a top half finish. In our contract, we've done what we need to do. Let's start a negotiation then. Oh. 20,000 seater stadium. Yep, let's do it. We are now the manager of Marimo Gallants. Marimo Gallants have today I've confirmed the appointment of Duncan Fraser as the club's new manager. Do they have a nickname? Do you have a nickname? You are only a 3-year-old club. You should have done really well. If you're only 3 years old, you were in the top division. So you played a 4-4-2 as your best 11. We are doing very British then, aren't we? So work within the wage budget. Be competitive in the cup. Top half finish. I am happy with all of that. I haven't even looked at the players yet. Sports influence on the board is very high. That is slightly alarming, but there's not a single season ticket holder. Right. Oh, of course, a new game. Let's look at our squad. We have 2 goalkeepers. We only have 3 defenders. That's a concern. We only have 2 central midfielders, but a metric shit ton of wingers. Oh my god, I thought it was a league game that was on. We have friendlies, which we are not going to be managing in. I don't have time. Oh my dear god. Let me worry about all this shit when I'm not on video. Okay, we have... Oh, all my preferences are wrong. What's that height in... Feck. Game. This is going to be annoying, isn't it? General. Yes. Yes. Fuck. Oh, formats. Height. Feet. Weight. Stones. Everything else doesn't matter. 6'2", thank Christ. Okay, so you're 6'2". Currently we don't have a defender. Congratulations, you're now a first team player. I don't need wingers unless you're absolutely outstanding. You're of no interest to me. There's no under 21. There's no under 19s. Oh dear God. That very quick glance at looking too much into it. He looks decent with a backup. You're a right back. Probably defensive right back. Okay. You're not very good. We know our other defenders. Another defensive fish left back. How many foreign players are we allowed? Because I just seen that. Fuck, there's so many rules I'm going to need to learn. I have a metric shit ton of signings I'm going to have to do. Skip. Where am I? Oh my god. Where are we in staff? I have 2 assistant managers. For whatever fucking reason. We have a goalkeeping coach. Guess give me a fitness coach. Okay, so we have some change we need to do there. Not a recruitment squad whatsoever. Oh my god. Okay. I have a lot of work to do. Like, a lot. So next episode will be our first game in charge. We're taking on Baroka, and then Maritzburg United, which will be our first home game of the season. And then it all begins. It's just dawned on me. Yeah, there is a funky... What the fuck is 4th period, 3rd period, 2nd period, and 1st period? What the fuck is all of this? So the 25th of August to the 10th of October. Is your league divided into 4 quarters? Hold the fuck up. Does... What? Please tell me I can just play this as a normal league and ignore the quarters, right? Yes, I think I can. Let's assume I can, or I'm going to have a high learning curve. Oh god. Let me know in the comments if you think I've made the right choice between South Africa and Japan. Let me know what you think about me attempting the Pentagon challenge. I will see you all in the next one. I am absolutely terrified. But we can do it. I have to build a midfield and a defence. See you next time. Send help.